Hey guys, one thing I want to talk about with you two, what's really unique, is you guys, are a couple working in real estate, which, we've seen that work out disastrous in some cases for some people and other people swear by it, but you guys are working as a couple. Yep. But I'd love to hear your story, or have you tell the story of how you got in real estate, what your results were since you got in.
I can start. So
Go for
we
it.
both were in corporate America, and I was a marketing manager. He was a project manager.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost my job and decided to go dive into real estate. We were investors already.
Mm-hmm.
Knew we loved the industry. And then right after I lost my job,
I was next.
Fate.
Yes,
Yep.
literally one right after the other in within a month of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And he had decided to get his license to help me out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was doing it at the same time. Like, we're just going to do it in concert and hey, I'll just help out when I'm on the weekends, whatever.
Sure.
Fine.
You had no idea what you're getting into.
No, that plan changed entirely at the drop of a hat.
The day he got laid off was orientation at RG, and I grabbed him by the shirt collar and went, "You're coming with me," and brought him to orientation.
Right. And how long ago was this again?
This was in 2023.
2023,
so
June of 23.
So just a little over 2 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, we beat the 87%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just.
You barely made it. Barely made it. But tell me about your first year. What that look like? Because now you're working together, right? But you're working together, but you're both counting your numbers separately. I've always seen you guys do that.
Yep.
Which I've had people ask me, and I've asked them, well, why are you doing that? But that's what works for you guys. Yep. But tell us a little bit about your performance. What happened in that first year?
So the first year was a lot of pipeline building.
Mm-hmm.
The first handful of months, we each did a transaction or two right off the bat, pretty quick. And then it kind of slowed down as we were generating the leads, building our pipeline up. But then, second half, it was tough. Yeah, it was tough getting that flywheel going. But once we got it going, by, midway through 24, we did pretty much all of our business in 24 in the last half of the year.
Yeah.
So just all the things that we had built up, doing the basics and meeting with people and, doing all the open houses and things like that really started to pay off.
What was your focus on where you're getting your pipeline built? Where was your primary focuses?
So mine was in open houses. I did a lot of open houses because I'm good with meeting with people. If I can get in front of people, I can get them to work with me. That was generally the rule.
Early on, I did have several SOI deals. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, we did end up starting to buy online leads as well.
Yep.
So we found a ton of success with online leads and really started picking up our pace there.
So how many transactions, were you doing, that first year between the two of you?
So
we did 33 in the first year, and that was all in about a 6-month period.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then second year?
Second year, we're on pace for, I think we're tracking to 40 at this rate.
50.
40 to 50 is what we're tracking to right now.
In year 2, by the way, this is year 2.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, there's some people that will never do that volume or that number of transactions in their entire career, right? In the second year.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is? And I already know the answer to this. I know what you're going to say, but what do you think it is that made you burn the ship, as we call it? Get rid of the jobs and not look for any other safety net, just jump in. What really made you do that?
Well, we had a few reasons. Number one, we were tired of being jerked around by corporate. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were in and out of jobs with layoffs, and it's just you're always making somebody else a whole ton of money, and then they use you, abuse you, and throw you out. So we were pretty sick of that. So that was a big part of it. But it was the consistency, the fact that we can control our own fate. Yep. We can control our destiny in the business. So that's
we can
what
go
we
as
wanted.
high as we want to go.
It's interesting you said that too, because with such a high failure rate, especially with new agents, the reality is there's no reason anybody at all should fail.
Right.
Because it's just simple math. Some people have better conversion rates than others, but if you work and you hit enough, you knock on enough doors, someone's going to answer.
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game, right?
Absolutely.
So the better you are at conversion, the easier that is. But you are 100% in control of your own destiny in this business. You can't fail if you have to work in. You guys are living examples of that. And one thing I want to point out too, in order to build your pipeline, you don't have years of history of being I've been in this slump before and nobody's buying anything, and I've been here before, and eventually something pops and it happens. Right. We've all been there with experience.
Right.
You didn't have that experience, and yet you still stuck with it every day, got up, and still continue to go in and build your pipeline and wait for something to shake loose.
Oh yeah.
So tell me about that mindset. What did that feel like? What did that look like? Were there days you're just why are we doing this?
Oh God, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
There were multiple times I'm like, should one of us maybe consider just doing, because we used to do gig work on the side, like contract work for corporate jobs, and like I can get a corporate project management gig in a heartbeat. I could turn around tomorrow and have a really high paying corporate gig in no time.
Right.
And yeah, it'll be a contract, so it's only good for like 6 months, but that's plenty. You know?
I said no way though.
But yeah, I thought about it. I will admit, I thought about it a few times, but she's like, no, just keep calling, keep going. Like, we're just going to keep doing this. And
our theme, what was our theme?
Oh, yeah. There's the song Options by NF. I'm going to make it or make it is the refrain. That was like, we just rocked that as hard as we could. I'm going to make it or make it.
Well, what do you think, for anybody that's listening to this that has been in the market or in the business a lot longer than you that hasn't had your success, or people just getting in and they're, uncertain and afraid? What is your advice?
I mean, I think first of all, what works for us is we're just genuine to who we are. We're very authentic. People are smart, whether we give them credit for that or not, and they can see through.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times we get feedback from people who have worked with other agents. And they're like, you're so different than them.
Yeah. The authenticity is a huge, huge part of it. I mean, you have to be genuine about it, and you need to approach everything with curiosity.
You do.
I mean, everything we do, we approach with curiosity, whether it's the cash offer people, the FISBOs, it doesn't matter who it is. Like if it's an online lead or somebody we're meeting at an open house, like, hey, what is it about this house that brought you in? Why are you thinking about moving? What is it about your current home that's not working for you? Because obviously if you're looking, something's not working.
I'm glad you said that too, because a lot of people, their go-to instinct isn't curiosity. It's how do I move the needle? How do I get them closer to a contract?
Right.
When, in order to actually, in order to actually meet that goal for themselves, if they approach it with curiosity, they're going to move to a contract a lot quicker. The more they understand about it, they understand what they're working with.
Yep. And that's what we found is like the contract is secondary or even tertiary. It's not even it's not even in the back of our mind. It's a byproduct, right? It's just about, I mean, all the people that I got out of open houses. I mean, last year I think it was like 40% of my business was open house deals, and all of my listings came from open houses. It was people doing both sides, and it was about curiosity.
And I'll tell you, there's still people out there that will swear open houses don't work. They're a waste of time.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
I
let them think that, because I'll just keep doing them.
Right.
That's fine.
Well, guys, I thank you so much for coming in today, having the conversation, because, again, whether you know it or not, a lot of people are looking at you in the industry, and it's people like you they look up to and say, I would love to know what they're doing and how they're doing. So thank you for being an example for everybody else.
Yeah.
And good luck in the next year.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
You got it.